Hello everyone, welcome to Literature with Rachana. Today we will do class 5, unit 9, A Rare Species of Uncle, which is written by Zai Whitaker. Let me study about Zai Whitaker first. Zai Whitaker is an Indian writer who writes mainly about wildlife and conservation. She became interested in it. Why she became interested in it? Because her family members were great lovers of nature, and that's why she also became a very good observer of wildlife of and she started writing about wildlife and conservation. So let me study this chapter. In this first paragraph, we have introduction of the story. Let's see. This text is taken from a biography of Salim Ali, okay, a well-known Indian ornithologist. Ornithologist means a person who studies or is an expert in birds, okay, and he was famously referred to as the Birdman of India. Here in this chapter, Zai Whitaker tells us about her childhood experiences. Whose childhood experiences? Not about Salim. Her childhood experiences she is going to tell about, and those experiences with Salim Mamu. So, in this chapter, she is referring Salim as her Mamu, okay, who was her grandmother's brother too. So, this is the introduction of what is in the story and what are the characters introduced here till now. Let me begin this story. Salim Bhai was my Mamu. Who was he? Mamu, my grandmother Kammo's brother. Okay, grandmother's brother was Salim Bhai, and she's calling him Mamu. By the time I was born, when she was born, he was living with the Kammo and her husband Hassan. Kammo and Hassan, who were they? Our Nani and Nana. The authors Nani and Nana, Kammo and Hassan. In Bandra, where they were living? In Bandra, Bombay. Okay, my parents are both nature lovers. They were both nature lovers, and my father, Zafar Fateh Ali, became interested in birds through Salim Mamu. He got interest in birds through Salim Mamu only. Who? Author's father, Zafar Fateh Ali. My mother wrote a book with the Salim Mamu called Common Indian Birds. Okay, her mother with the Mamu Salim wrote a book, and what was the name of Common Indian Birds? Okay, Common Indian Birds is a book name which is written by the author's mother and Salim. Quite often, when new bird watchers are out in the field, one or two of them look into my mother's book to identify a bird, because it is Common Indian Birds book where all kind of birds picture with its name given there. So the new bird watchers are quite often they are looking into the book to identify the bird. Let me move on to the next paragraph. In the next paragraph, we have number of words, and we are going to understand the meaning also along with the explanation. So listen it carefully. My brother, sister and I, okay, they were three, brother, sister and I, grew up in a very nature friendly atmosphere. Nature friendly atmosphere means a situation in which people appreciate nature and mean no harm to it. We are taught that we should not harm birds, animals, and we should love nature. At dinner time, we often heard words like habitat and ecosystem. What does habitat mean? The place where a particular type of animal or plant is normally found. Their habitat place. Ecosystem, the way in which living things in an area related to each other and their surroundings. Okay, so these words they often listen at dinner time. Many discussions about nature and environment took place around a beautiful old dining table in Juhu Lane, Andheri. Okay, so where they were living? Juhu Lane, Andheri. And at the old dining table, they were talking about nature, environment, ecosystem, habitat. They were listening so many good words at the time of dinner. Environment means the nature surroundings or world in which plants, animals, and humans live. So they usually talk about this. Those days I greatly envied. Envied means felt jealous of. Okay, my school friends. I greatly felt jealous with my school friends because they could sleep as late as they liked on weekends, but they were not. Okay, we on the other side, we on the other hand were woken up. Let's move on to the next page. So they were woken up at 5:30 a.m. to go bird watching at Borivali Park. Okay, their parents usually took them to Borivali Park to go for bird watching in the morning, early morning 5:30, and that's why the author wrote that I was feeling jealous with my school friends, which is now a national park. Okay, Borivali Park is now known as National Park. Sometimes Salim Mamu would come along too. Sometimes he was also joining them. He would drive his Willys Jeep like a battle tank, honking and shouting at every person and car on the road. So just explaining that which type of Jeep he was having, and it was looking like a battle tank which was honking, giving blown horn and shouting at every person and car on the road. So let me move on to the next paragraph. His temper, which was never very sweet. Temper means the way someone feels at a particular time. We say someone has a good temper, a bad temper, etc. So his temper, which was never very sweet, he was kind of rude, like getting angry quickly, was definitely at its worst on the road. When he used to drive, he was very angry at the time. That's why he was shouting at every person on the road. As passengers, we learn to shut our eyes and hope for the best, because he was having very rough drive where he was blowing horns, shouting at every person, and roughly he was driving. That's why the author is writing here that we learn to shut our eyes and hope for the best, that no drama should be happen. So let me see the last paragraph of this page, second page. At Borivali, we had favorite walking trails in the forest. Trail means path that we are followed for a particular purpose. So they were having favorite walking trails in the forest. Why? Following pretty streams and waterfalls. Why? Because these trails were taking them to the beautiful, pretty streams and waterfalls. I was not a great bird watcher and still remain so. I keep buying bird books and binoculars, hoping that these will magically make me clever. We excellently want to be a good bird watcher or want to improve herself. That's why she's telling, because I was not so good bird watcher, but still she keep buying bird books and binocular, hoping that these will magically make me clever. But Salim Mamu definitely had some secret bird finding talent. Okay, Salim Mamu was excellent bird watcher and very good at bird finding talent he was having in it. So this was your page number 1 and 2 explanation. Hope you understood it. Keep watching.